Hey, it's Florida Nerd 12 for Tempe, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I'm doing something special I've wanted to do for around 2 years, and that's a Twilight redesign. Now, these designs will be based mainly off the books, but I will also add my own design preferences. Also, my shading and proportions kinda give Lavender Town vibes, and that's because I was actually watching her Coraline video, so sorry if that seems unusual for my style. Now that I think about it, I don't think it actually looks like Lavender Town style, but I felt really self-conscious about that when writing the script. Yeah, I finally got a script. But I'm really excited to get into the video, so I'm honestly just going to hop right in. I hope you enjoy, and let's begin with Bella Swan. For Bella, I really wanted to work out her quote-unquote pick-me, Mary Sue energy, which she's accused of a lot. In the book, Bella's very insecure and claims herself as unattractive, comparing herself to a tan, sportsy girl from what most would picture someone from Arizona to look like. I decided to make Bella almost uncanny, but still attractive, because I don't want to believe that Bella's a super stunning actress/model looking teenager who thinks she's ugly. So I made her small and pale enough for her to have insecurities and be a realistic teenager, but not enough to not attract her love interest, since it's still a big part of the plot and I want to keep that. Not that she can't be attractive, but I wanted to make her beauty and self-hate have more layers than just a Mary Sue. Another thing is her hair. Even if it's not exactly how her hair is described when reading the books a couple years ago, I always imagined her as almost a redhead with a side part. I feel like a side part not only works for the time, but also her wardrobe choice. She's also described with chocolate brown eyes. As for her wardrobe, I added flannel and a fit shirt, since that's something I always imagined her in. I also, in the full outfit, gave her jeans and dirty boots. For Bella's vampire form, I of course made her a bit more uncanny, but in a more of a elegant, sharp way. Her eyes are red, as if she hasn't gotten any blood, and her hair is a bit darker and more styled. Her outfit, in my opinion, had to get that Cullen chic, so I gave her a gothic/coquette inspired look. Not really, but I needed to put some sort of aesthetic, I guess. And I added an orange shirt and yellow shoes to allude to the color of fed vampire eyes. If you don't know what that's like, in Twilight, fed vampire eyes are a gold to a yellowish color, sometimes like kind of orangish, and a hungry vampire has red eyes. I like to imagine different, more developed dynamics Bella has in the books would also show in my version. Like her and Emmett's friendship, almost like a sibling relationship, which I absolutely adored, and Bella being kind of attracted to Rosalie at the beginning, because who wouldn't? And we all know she was skeptical about whether Edward or Rosalie were the more attractive sibling. I don't know, just a thought. I guess that's the end of Bella's turn. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's move on to the man, the myth, the legend, Edward Hold On Tight Spider Monkey Cullen. So for Edward, I kept him closer to his book design than my own interpretation. Edward is very similar to his movie counterpart besides his hair color. In the movies, Edward has a dark brown hair color, but in the books he has more of a golden yellowish brown color, as described. Another thing is that his hair is supposed to be a little messy, so I decided to give him a more styled short cut. One trait was that Edward wore a buttoned-up white shirt, although he liked to show a little skin according to the text, from what I remember. Edward was, and still is considered, a perfect picture man. In the books, he was described like a model, and in the movies, he's played by an actor who's considered to be one of the most attractive males on the planet. And no offense to Stephanie's description or Robert Pattinson, but when we put into perspective that Edward is constantly on a starving to fully nutritional diet, and he's supposed to look almost sickly, like a vampire, like an undead person, we can expect him to look incredibly desirable. And I get it, he's the main love interest, and the man made for girls to simp over in the story. Team Edward, but I wanted to make him still attractive and appealing while also remembering that he's a teenager literally until the day he's somehow killed. That also made me think about Edward's mentality. He is and will always be an anxious teenage boy. The books like to act that he's almost this wise and mature man, and the movies definitely lead more onto his dark side, but we also know that he's supposed to remain at the same physical and mental space as he was before he was turned. So I've decided that my version of Edward is more playful, like some moments we get of Edward throughout the books and movies, but more like how he thinks of Midnight Sun, which I have not read, I've just seen video essays of. With that, I'm going to end Edward's part. I decided not to do a full body page, since Edward stays the same looks-wise throughout the books, and I'm not too interested in making a full body piece, just add some khaki pants and dress shoes. Sorry, that's khaki pants. Now let's move on to the outro. Now, I know some people may have expected me to add Jacob, but frankly, I'm doing this on a whim, and currently when I wrote the script, I had a big medical procedure, which is actually in 2 days. I thought this video would take longer. It's only been a day of production, and I'm probably going to release it next week. But I just didn't have time for a big mega video. That's why this is only like, oh gosh, 6-7 minutes long. Yes, I said it. But I didn't have time to do all of this, and I just wanted to have something fun to do, so I hope that can be excused. I also think Taylor Lautner was actually perfect for Jacob, and I really have no notes besides the fact that Jacob felt a bit more unhinged in the books. I really enjoyed doing this, and I would love to hear any personal headcanons of Twilight characters. Without further ado, please like and subscribe. And also, I'm going to cut in right here and say I officially have a second channel now. I want to post there in maybe around 2 to 3 months, because it's going to be like animal facts channel, maybe some history. I really want to get into that because I have a big passion for that kind of stuff. So yeah, please check out my second channel and check out more of my content on my main channel. Bye!